back in the tiny garden today and we've got lots to do. So if you haven't been here before, my name's Laura and I love growing fruits and veggies in my tiny garden. So if you didn't know, or you were wondering, the main size of the main bed that I have around the corner, that whole space is just over 8 meters squared, just in case everyone was actually wondering how big or little the space is that I grow in. So today we are going to do a mid-summer harvest, which I'm super excited about. It has been so nice to get back in the garden. I haven't been able to get into the garden for weeks now. I feel like it's rained every single day in July. I won't complain because it means I haven't had to water anything. But I think I actually searched it on the local weather app here, and it has double the amount of rainfall in June. Just to give you a comparison, obviously you'll see all the videos in June were beautiful sunshine, and I feel like I've hardly been outside in July. So I'm so excited to get on with the mid-July harvest. I really feel like this is where you start to reap the rewards of everything that we've kind of nurtured from probably some things in February, some things in March. So here's an update on my seedlings. How awesome do they look? I'm so chuffed with all of that. So it's like the little tiny garden nursery. Isn't that amazing? These were obviously all the ones we sowed in a previous video, and then these are actually some bulb onions that I started off. They look a bit fragile, but I think they're okay. And just in the corner is my basil. I propagated that with you guys after I was sad about my potatoes. So if you see now, this has been about 2 or 3 weeks, and that is perfectly ready to go into the ground now. I might actually put it into my planter that's inside the house. I have tomatoes growing in a window box just as an experiment. You can get that update on IG actually if you want to have a little look at my indoor growing experiment. But yeah, how wonderful are they? Unbelievable. So I'm going to plant those inside the inside window box where the tomatoes are growing. But yeah, free basil. Delighted with that. And these are just some spare leeks. I might try and find a little home for those soon. And yeah, just a couple of other spare plants that I just left. I need to give these a little feed. They're tomatoes. I just threw them into some pots just to see would I get anything off from them. But yeah, this is the seedlings and they look absolutely awesome. Super chuffed with those. And the other thing that I want to do today is make room in this bed here. I'm going to take all the strawberries out and I'm going to pop it in and make some room for my last patty pan. And I suppose the reason for moving the strawberries is because the ones in the very back haven't done very well. They've come down with some sort of fungus. They didn't really produce any fruit. Now I am getting a second flush of fruit on the ones in the corner here, but I just feel like I need to rejig this bed. I want to move the strawberries out. I've had an amazing harvest of strawberries already, and to hold on for those 3 or 4 that are there, I just feel like I can get better use out of this space. And then next year I will do some sort of hanging system, I think, build something to hang the strawberries off of, because I feel like that'd be better use of the space. Huge kind of sort of wood louse pressure, damp pressure, kind of funguses growing in there. Not ideal for the strawberries, I don't think. So yeah, I'm going to clear out that and get the patty pan in because I need to win this competition. They're starting to flower and everything, so I'm really late getting those in. So I really do need to get a wriggle on and get those into the ground. And I want to show you as well around here, like this tomato that I have. It's started growing really, really strangely. And look at the amount of flowers on that tomato. It's growing completely different to the other tomatoes. So I've got loads and loads and loads of so many flowers. It's really hard to explain. So they're kind of all bunched up and there's so many on there. And then this is the lower truss. So it is going to produce fruit, I think. It's very hard to see because I've got marigold at the back of that one. But do you see how many miniature fruits are on there? And how prolific and closely bunched those flowers are. It's completely different to the other tomatoes. So this is how the other tomatoes are growing, along a vine. Fairly uniform and behaving themselves. And we have a red one. Oh my gosh. Look, I don't know if they're ready to pick just yet. They're slightly green. But yeah, with these, they're growing super uniform, and the other ones are just like prolifically bunching as they grow. I think it's very bizarre. But these all came from the same seed packet. I'm so confused by them. I actually saw someone on Instagram and it was called Barry's Crazy Tomato, and when I saw it I thought, oh god, it reminds me of this one. But this is supposed to be a red cherry and it's growing completely different. Like, can they morph as they grow or something, or become hybrids? Don't know. I mean, it's definitely still setting fruit, but even like the way the leaves are growing are very, very bizarre. It's got a really weird growth pattern on it. And then like down here, it's like obviously set the fruit and those flowers have produced. So it's not unhealthy, it's just very strange looking when I was expecting something a bit more uniform like these. I'm here for it though. I'm really interested to see how they continue to grow. Really interested. That'd be amazing. Imagine if all of those fruit. It'd be an unbelievable harvest. So right, let's crack on and clear that corner. It's time to take the strawberries out and plant my little pumpkin. So yeah, sadly the strawberries are going to have to end now. I'm going to pop them into this crate and then I'm going to pop them up into some fresh compost and some soil, and I'm going to keep them for next year. I'm going to pull it out so you can actually see it a bit closer up. And there it is. Isn't that so cool? I've actually got one little pumpkin on it, I think. So that could be the winning pumpkin, everybody. Who knows? So thrilled to be getting this in the ground today. So I'm just going to pop that there. And I just wanted to say as well, I feel a little bit under the weather today, so if I'm sniffing and stuff, I do apologise. I woke up and I just feel a bit like fluey today, so if I'm sneezing or I sound a bit different, might be why. So yeah, apologies if you're sensitive to that type of stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out these as well, because I don't need them in anymore, because they were for the net. So I'm just going to pop them in there. And I just want to say as well, thank you to everybody for all your wonderful support. Like, this little community that we're building here together is just unbelievable. Like, taking the time to write me a comment, anybody that has subscribed, or even just taking the time just to watch a video of mine, I really, really appreciate it. So thank you. So I'm just going to dig these up, and oh, there's a little strawberry there. It's not fully done. So there's like multiple crowns here, so they need to be split anyway. I know it's probably a bit early to be doing this, but they need to come out. So I need to get pumpkins. There's loads in here. Right, that's one. There's two. I can't actually get over how many strawberries are in here. I pulled these out of the celery after they flowered and fruited last year. I only got about 6 fruits off them, but I just ripped them out, put them in here. I thought they were going to die, and they were absolutely perfect. They regrew and they started throwing up a second flush of flowers at the end of last year, around September. But that is the fun fact actually about strawberries, is they are the gift that keeps on giving in the garden. Like, you plant one and it will just keep reproducing. Like, you buy one strawberry plant and you'll never have to buy strawberry plants again, or spend money on them. I'm just going to show you here. This is an example of what's happening to the fruit. You see that there? So it forms perfect fruit, and then it just starts rotting and moulding back, and then obviously the wood lice I didn't know wood lice could actually eat strawberries. They absolutely devour them. Like, I used to take the net off, and then they used to just jump off of the strawberries. Shame I didn't get it on camera, but yeah, they absolutely love strawberries. So the fruit forms, starts then going a bit squishy and mouldy, and then obviously gets devoured by all the little critters and stuff. So that is why we're moving them. I'm going to keep that separately just so it doesn't spoil anything. I'm just going to show you some of the fungus damage that's happened to one of the plants, just so you can understand why I'm taking them out, because obviously it is a little bit early, especially when some of them are putting on fruit, but this is the reason. So do you see this plant here? It's completely gone mouldy and died back. So that is the reason I'm pulling them out, because these 3 plants really suffered. Too much moisture, it's not drying out, and it's just overall not the best growing conditions. So that's the reason I'm pulling them out, because they're just succumbing to some fungus and then they're dying back, and they just look terrible. Time to get the pumpkin in the ground. going to clear out a few of these little slugs. Not many, but just clear them out. And what I might do for the rest of this bed, so like I'm going to put the pumpkin here, I think, and then I think I'm going to fill the rest of this with some root veggies, maybe some turnip or some carrot or something. So let's dig a hole first. Earwigs and everything, so good to see like little bugs and stuff in the soil. I'm actually going to get a handful of manure to put in here. I am absolutely covered in muck, so do excuse my appearance, but it's time to fix up the patty pans and give them a little bit of a boost of the nourishment. So we're going to go and do the grow bag. Well, it's not a grow bag, it's just a bag of compost that I have, and we're going to pop it just down here. Hopefully we can boost the nutrients in the patty pans and get a decent harvest off of those. So we need to find a home for this. This is my pumpkin and I'm desperate to win the pumpkin competition. I've seen a few pumpkin submissions so far on the pumpkin challenge. Some are like little baby pumpkins growing, and I have one little one here, and I want him to win, so I need to find him a home. So yeah, this is my lovely pumpkin, and I think I'm backing it. I think it's going to be a winner. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this structure and I'm going to build a new one for the pumpkin to go in. So I'm going to pull that out and I'm going to pop the pumpkin in there. I have never grown pumpkins before, so this is a first for me. It's actually like came under the squash variety, but I'm really looking forward to it because I feel like it's something that you can get and then just store. Like they store very well, so it'd be great to get a few from there. Really, really looking forward to that. How weird is that? Like the top of that soil is really wet and that bit there in the back's really dry. Maybe that was the problem, I don't know. So, pumpkin going in. Maybe that hole's not big enough. Don't know if that hole's big enough. I was going to leave those roots in, but look, there is nitrogen on them. Look at that. That is so cool. They're like nitrogen nodules. That is so cool. I'm going to leave them in. It's a good sign. So, I will bury you back in there, my friend. Take you out because I don't want you growing. And yeah. Oh, this pumpkin has got to be a winner. And if it doesn't win for size, it's actually such a gorgeous looking pumpkin. It's got like, I think it's like green and white stripes. But here is the little pumpkin. It looks so cute. So I'm hoping that it got pollinated by the bees. There's been so many bees in the garden. And if it doesn't win on size, I think it should win for looks. But looks wasn't part of the competition, but I'm gonna vote for it anyway. Right, let's try and do this without destroying anything. Oh no. Ooh. Got a worm in that pot, which is super cool. Right, this poor plant really should have gone in the ground earlier. Right. Just digging back in. And there we have it. So, there we have it. Pumpkin planted. This one's going to be the winner, everybody. This one here. That one. I know that bit looks a bit odd, but I'll just pull that off maybe. Or maybe not. Uh-oh. I don't think I should have done that. Oh no. Okay, ignore I did that. Oopsie. Sunflower's not looking great, is it? We had such bad weather. That sunflower looks dreadful. It's not going to win any competition, is it? Oh well. I gave it a good go. What is it? Like I'm like 5'4". It's definitely taller than me. So if I shrink down when I submit my entry, it might be a bit better. So there is a little sort of, can you call it wild? A wild sort of currant tree, bush, tree, I don't know. Is it wild? I don't know, it's just in the car park. And I'm gonna go over now and see, can I pick some berries off if the birds haven't got them all, because they are delicious in my breakfast and on ice cream. Let's go. So it's this little bush over here, right, that I want to show you. And I spotted it the other day and I came and took some, did a little short on that. But look, there are actual berries still on it. So I'm going to go and grab a bowl and I'm going to pick some. But look, they've actually gotten bigger. But yeah, fancy that. Wild berry bush opposite my house in the car park. Delighted. So I'm so happy with everything in the garden at the minute. I feel like everything's so like coming into life now, and I'm getting like even bigger and more abundant harvest than I did in the spring. Obviously like spring harvests were amazing, got loads of like salady bits and things like that. But like I got my first cucumbers of the season, which I'm so chuffed about. I'll show you them. So I got my first cucumber of the season. Well, I have more than one, I have 4. These are my favourite cucumbers. They're called Market More and they are unbelievable, fresh as well as pickled. And I'm really chuffed now because that plant is really starting to take off. With these chopped off, it should now grow a little bit stronger and produce a little bit more shoots on it. This year I'm actually going to grow 2 main stems for the cucumber and just see how that goes in terms of productivity. Last year I only did 1 stem, but I still had like an abundance of cucumbers. So I think I'm going to keep 2 and I'm going to bring 2 into my friend at work tomorrow, who gave me the mushrooms there the other week. So that's the plan for the cucumbers. So not enough yet to pickle, but enough to share and enough to eat ourselves. I found a little cheeky beetroot, so I took him out. Love that. I got a lovely little punnet of red currants that were from my makeshift wild currant plant out the front in the car park, and I got some blueberries, so they look amazing, and they weren't ripe actually. I tried one. Oh, they're ripe now. Oh, that is good. That is nice. Oh, lovely. Super, super nice. So, first proper harvest of blueberries. The birds have had a few of them, which is a bit of a shame, but I don't mind sharing. I've had lots of stuff to eat myself, so I don't mind sharing. And got a lovely harvest there of red currants, which was a lovely surprise because I didn't know that bush was there until literally like a week ago. So chuffed. I've had 2 harvests off that. I'll leave the rest for the birds or whoever else is in the area that might want them. And I got a big bouquet of kale. So this is the dwarf kale variety, dwarf green kale. So that is more than enough for a kale pasta salad. So yeah, lots of recipes with that this week, which will be so lovely. And it has grown like way bigger. Like even the smallest one, I can't even find it because it's a massive bouquet. Like that's probably the smallest leaf that I got, and the plant that I had last year like grew probably that big. Now that one's obviously a bit yellowy, probably lacked a bit of sunlight or something, but super, super chuffed with the kale harvest. I think it looks amazing. There's still loads more on the plant, so wonderful bouquet of kale, which I'm super happy about. I picked up some lettuce, so that will just go in for a salad for work tomorrow, which will be super nice. And the last few bits are the last of the Mange 2. I felt like the Mange 2 was really struggling. Some of the pods just look like they've gone, they were growing inside the teepee that I had made, so they have gone a bit over. They don't look great. Like even if I snap that open, like they're proper peas now, which is what I didn't want, because like who has time to shell peas? Like maybe you do, but I don't. So like they're proper peas now. So it's gone a bit over than what I actually had originally anticipated and wanted it to be. So, but some of them should be okay. But the plant is, look, like that one's absolutely perfect and fine, but the plant's gone really, really yellow. It looks like it's really, really struggling, and everything seems to be growing like a little bit oddly shaped, and it's just set in a load of peas. So we'll obviously keep those peas that are inside. They are still edible. It just saves me a job when it's like a little bit smaller, because I can just cook everything in the pod and it's not stringy and I don't have to shell anything. Always looking for like simple, quick vegetable side dishes. That's it for today's video, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out and for all your wonderful messages over the last couple of days. Bye.